Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Concrete Zebra with Craftmaster Productions, and today we're going to be doing a Dirty Sprite 2 tutorial. What's up, everybody? It's Concrete Zebra with Craftmaster Productions and Studio One Tutorials.com. Today we're going to be doing a tutorial off of Dirty Sprite 2. It's going to be in the style of Know the Meaning. When I heard this song, I thought it was really cool because it's like the perfect example of keep it simple but don't be basic. You know, there's not a lot going on in the song. The drums don't really switch up. It just kind of goes from piano track to the drums with the bass line, and then back to the piano track, and that's pretty much the extent of the music. Now, what makes it so good is, from a track point perspective, is one, because the drums work, it's a nice groove. Two is because that piano part has so much emotion and feeling that once you put Future on top of it and he begins to start telling his story, it's just magnetic and something special really happens. I could tell you, off rip, like if I was making this beat without an artist next to me, I would do so much more to it, but this is what it sounds like. And that's it. As you can see, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sounds in this beat. The first thing that we're going to look at is going to be this piano part. Typically I use the native instrument stuff, but I just wanted to mess around with presence. I haven't been going in here because I have a whole bunch of multi-sampled instruments, so I don't really mess with the stock stuff. But man, this piano is good, dude. Like you could do whatever you want with this piano. This piano is awesome. It's got a nice long sustain control on it, really advanced. I was not expecting this level of clarity and customization with this stock plugin, so that was awesome. Okay, now if you look at what I've got going on as far as this MIDI track, the first thing you're gonna notice is I got different velocities. That's very important for you to get the emotion and everything down. The next thing that you're gonna notice is, wow, that's that looks kind of complicated. How did you figure that out? Whatever did you do? Well, let's make it less complicated. How about we take this away? How about we get rid of this? Okay, how about we get rid of this? And let's get rid of all this. Okay, and what you have here is just a regular 4-chord progression, nothing crazy, right? You start out with this. Now, this progression here, what we're looking at is, what you're actually seeing is you've got a walk down, right? and a couple of the chords are inverted, but this is your this is a 1-7-6-3 progression. So we're in the key of F sharp natural minor, right? Your 1 chord is going to be your F sharp. Your 2 chord is your G sharp. Your 3 chord is your A. Your 4 chord is your B. You just go up the notes in the scale, and that's how you get the numbers. So, if you were trying to describe this to somebody who's gonna play, I don't know, like a bass guitar on your record or something, you didn't want to seem like a total dipshit, you tell them, hey, it's in the key of F sharp minor, and it's a walk down going from 1-7-6-3, and they'll probably be able to follow along with you. So again, here's your 1 chord, 7 chord, 6, and then you go back. This guy right here is inverted, so then you go back up to your 3. All right. So now that we have our inversion, so that it's more of an actual walk down, this is how you kind of get this feel of, even though you've got these 2 major chords at the end of your progression, you've structured your inversions so that you're kind of visually going down a staircase audioly. When you listen to it, you're going down the staircase as well. So let's hear it again. Now, the person who made this beat, whoever did this part, it was most likely played. You don't get this these style of chords by programming them. It's just not in the type of programming mentality. So you got to kind of, if you want to make things like this, you're talking about more realistic piano parts, and you're gonna want to think like someone playing. The way that this came about is, you've got these chords and they're stabbed. Now the way someone who plays will play, like they might hit these notes with their right hand, and then with their left hand start working up the piano to create a melody. So that's what it looks like has happened. So in order to free myself up for that, what I'll do is, okay, we got our stab parts here. Now we'll start building up on it. We'll just copy the bass notes and extend them. So now you got something like this. So naturally, once you hear this bass note, you want to hear something happen next. So that's when you just kind of start going through the scale and picking out your melody. And it's really as simple as that. You just go through and you find what works for what you're trying to do. And you just mess around with the notes. See, I just did this. What the hell do we have going on? here, you know, you want you kind of want to do something a little different to turn it around. So you just start. I found that when I went just by messing around, when I hit these two B's, that went nice, you know. So you see there's really nothing to it. It's just experimenting and thinking like someone who's playing an instrument, as opposed to someone who's just, you know, clicking and dragging and, you know, all that's a chord. You know, sometimes someone will play something and then they'll use their other hand to walk up, and literally all it is, you know, when they're playing, they've been playing for so long that they know what sounds good based on where their hand is, and it'll come almost as second nature. If you're not into playing, you got to do a lot more guesswork and a lot more listening. So you know, originally when I was trying to match this, the way that I did it was I just started with this chord and I'm playing it over and over again. You know, just basically trying to find the correct pattern to it. You know, then after you get the melody down, then I just added another layer of bass notes here to kind of make it sound big, because there isn't, you know, we're not having like bass synths and stuff like that involved in it. So you want a more full sound. You know, and that's basically what there is to it as far as creating the piano part for a track like this. And you know, it might seem really surprising that you're able to do it that easily, but it's not so much the programming that's the hard part. It's the being able to think like someone who's playing instruments. You know, like whenever you go to a show or a concert or something, or you're watching a band on TV, just pay attention to everybody's hands and what they're doing with them, and trust me, you do it enough, you'll get ideas for the piano roll. The 808s that you hear in the song, I just what I did was I followed the kick. Here's your kick pattern. Then with the snares, the 808, all I did was I just copied and pasted the kicks, and then I matched them up with the root note of each chord that was playing, and then you wound up with this. Add the hi-hat. The hi-hat was really easy too. It's just this loop over and over again. That's all they did. Nothing to it. Then of course you got the south side transition. Now that transition, that makes a lot of his beats. Like you'll hear like just, you know, like a really simple trap beat, like damn, I could do that, and then you hear that transition, and it adds a different type of energy to the track, which is something that I was telling you guys on another video. I'll tell you again, find one of these for yourself. Find a little transition that that works for what you do and for what you have going on, and you know, make it your own. Find a transition, find an impact. That way when people hear the beat, you know, they know it's one of yours. Stay away from like this. You can get it out of the you know, the Southside official trap kit or whatever. That's where I found it. But just like, why would you use it? You know, just so you could sound like Southside. Like, that's not really gonna help you do anything. But yeah, that's it. You know, this is a really incredible track, and it's simple as shit. So I hope you guys took away something from this one. You know, basically that you can have these simple block chords, you know, and if you just shorten them up and then add a walk up or you know, a walk down at the back end of them, you can make a really complex and beautiful piano part or an EP part, or you know, you could do this with synths or whatever you want, whatever instrument, and you can make something you know, that has a lot more musicality to it, and will, you know, sound way more professional than just dragging out block chords. So this is Concrete Zebra with Craftmaster Productions and Studio One Tutorials.com. We'll see you guys on the next one.